Sit up a little bit, or unless you want to continue. Okay. Move back a little bit. You need water? How are you feeling?
I don't know, like it's overwhelming.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. What's overwhelming?
I don't know, like the whole experience of the relaxation, like I have no words.
You have no words.
No words. There's no words to express what I feel. I am really more relaxed. Very more relaxed.
Very, very, very relaxed.
But I mean, it was different. Like, it's not like I haven't been there before. It was very, and it was odd. Like, I felt like I was astral projecting in ways. So I was like, one moment I'm one person, and the next I'm another, and then I'm always jumping from different. Like, I started out being me, and then when it says to think of the light, I was the roads going to the feet, I was going to the water. And I just walked into the water, and it was rose gold. And then while I went up to the chest, I became a little girl running with a fox in the middle of the forest. And I met up with a girl that was in the water, which was me.
Oh my goodness.
And I looked and I grabbed her and I told her to come over.
You grabbed yourself?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And then, like, I was just comforting
that little girl.
The little girl, yeah. And I was leading her everywhere.
That's beautiful.
And then I would be going back and forth between the child and myself, going through, and then going through the tree. The tree. It was the same tree, always. It was the same tree from the beginning to the end. It didn't change.
It's your tree.
Yeah. So, and then going to a path to see the higher ups was just a ray of light. Just a ray of light going. And it was three people, 3 personals.
You met 3?
There was 3.
And can you describe them?
I can only describe one.
Okay.
Because I met him as a child. He was mine. I used to play with him. Thought it was
an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
He was there.
He was. And he was smiling.
Yes.
For the first time. And he's my higher self.
Yes. I'm so excited. So happy for you.
And inside the tree, it was, at first it was nothing, of nothingness. You walk in, and it was like, I felt home, but there was nothing there. And then slowly stuff built. Because the little girl went in there with the fox, and then the fox had his own little den, and the little girl had her own little play area. And then it just slowly became like a home. And in the other room was just rubies and pearls. And moonstones.
Wow.
And I saw Yasha.
Wow.
And he was smiling at me.
It's a comfort, smile, confirmation, and
yeah, it was just something that I was just like, Because the last time we saw him, he smiled, but it was a sadness.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, you make it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you.
Wow. That's so beautiful. That smile gave you that message, and you felt it in your heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's imprinted in your heart. Anything else?
The forest. It's not the first time I've been there, but it was weird. Like, it was the first time being in that area. Because, like, you get there, and it was the tree, and you had, like, a little, I guess, a deck to go to the water, and there was a waterfall.
Wow, beautiful.
And you walked in, and it was, like, lukewarm. Just lukewarm water. But when you went into the tree and you saw the roots, the waterfall was coming down into it. But then, like, it never touched the ground.
Wow.
And then, as the fox was playing, you saw the roots playing with the fox.
Roots were alive and moving?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
It was just like being very, like, in a fantasy world.
Fantasy, yes.
Just sitting there just in awe. And then I was the child, because I was just looking at my friend just running and playing. And I would look at myself as an adult, and she was just smiling. And I was like,
how did she look like? The adult that became a child, and the child became the adult, and you were always watching, and you were going back and forth. How can you describe her?
It was an elegant woman, but not of the Western. It was more like an Eastern, but yet had a Western feel.
Physically?
Yeah, she was more like, her clothing was very Eastern, but yet had a mix of Western vibe to it.
So if anybody like me don't know the Eastern aspect, can you further describe that?
It was kind of like...
Is there a time frame that maybe I can perhaps picture?
I can't even put that together.
It's okay. You can't, because there isn't.
It was more like, it was a dress, but yet she was barefoot. But then she had, like, it was kind of like a kimono, like, you know, the little pink thing I wear, vacation. It was kind of like that, but longer.
Wow.
But it was like red and gold.
That's beautiful.
And she had jewelry of royalty.
Wow.
In a way. And she was just smiling and hugging and comforting.
Beautiful. Could that be the angel? Maybe guiding you to meet your higher self?
It was a switch of both.
And you are part of that angel that was guiding you?
I think that's what I was.
I call it an angel, but you met her for the first time. It was you. It was your other aspect of your higher self. As an angel, when I say an angel, it's like guiding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was...
That's a lot.
That's what I got, and then I was like, I'm you.
Wow.
But I'm not. It was weird. It was comforting, because as, you know, as when I first met her, the gray of the water, the pink and gold, and she just held out her hand, it was just like automatically, like I just went to her.
Of course.
And there was no water. It was just sitting there, and she was just telling me, looking at the waterfall and showing me like a mom would teach their own child.
Exactly.
A story, and then she's like pointing, and there goes the story of like out in blue, like magic, like here,
That is
and then
amazing.
here, and I was just like just wanted to grab it.
That's amazing. That's so beautiful. Anything else?
So walking to the higher ups was very interesting.
Really?
It was a plain path, but it was very adventurous in a way. Like I felt like I was learning, but yet it was like just you would look around and it's just grass, trees, my fox, her, myself, and I would always look at her and she would always like gives me a, it's okay, go.
Yeah.
And my thoughts would be running up ahead, coming back, running up ahead, and then when we got close enough, you just felt so much heat, but it was like warmth, like there and up on the hill. It's like we're going up a mountain, just going up and up and up.
Wow.
And I just felt like so much presence of lights coming through, and it was 3. Like I sensed 3 there, and I just looked at her, and she stayed behind, and I just ran up. And as I got close there, I saw Yasha. And
What's his name?
Yasha.
Yasha.
No, Yasha. Just
Yasha.
Yasha. Yeah. I've called him that forever. Named him that. And I just ran, and I was like, you're here. And he just smiled. Just smiled. And then I didn't even recognize the other 2. I was just so focused on him that
we were giving each other that time.
Absolutely. I was like, oh my gosh. And there was like no words. Like there was just like you're
absorbing all the communication without using any vocabulary.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was just like I was relieved, like because I thought I lost him. Like
you thought wrong.
I did. And I was just like baffled, distraught more because I didn't know what was going on. And then myself came back and was like, it's time to go down.
Oh.
And I was like, but I'm not done. Like,
oh my God, I can identify to that. I've been there so many times.
And she's like, no words were ever
told. You knew you had to depart.
I had to go, and then we went to the tree again. The tree back by the waterfall.
We went back.
Went
to
back
the same path.
To the same path.
Wow, that's amazing. Beautiful.
I looked, and she went underneath. She went to push something, and she was like, here. And I just went in, like subconsciously, just went in. But this time I was the adult.
Look at that.
I wasn't the child. I was the adult. And I was telling the child to come.
You were her?
Yeah. I was telling her to come in. And then looked, and the child went in with the fox. And there was nothing. I just looked. It was like emptiness. But yet it felt okay.
Right.
And then, as I said, everything started growing again, like as comfortable. And then going back to the room, the ruby and the pearls, the moonstone, and got to see Yasha again. It was just.
He was there.
Yeah. Just smiling.
Beautiful.
Yep. you came in.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
sorry.
It's fine.
You wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
Well, your gift is that place It's imprinted in your mind, in your body, in your DNA structure. So that means that you are able to go back to it at any time. Anytime. So you're able to go and absorb it at any time. Did you feel any other sensations?
I felt the chakra right here with cups occasionally, but it wasn't of like hurt, it was just of a soothing. And when I saw Yasha the last time, my heart went like twice, like you felt the vibrations.
I removed something that didn't belong to you.
Okay.
And this thing was huge. It was it was bigger than anything that I can think of. And I could not figure out how is it in your pelvic torso area. And it started showing tentacles. And it started showing itself to me. And I immediately requested from my assistant. I started feeling flashes. So I went towards to get a drink of water, and all of a sudden I see 1, 2, 3 holding pose for me. So I saw a blanket of the universe on top and a blanket of the universe on, underneath you. And this thing started coming up like that, moving. So we removed it. I saw open portal with Archangel Azrael and his legions. That thing was cased, was not moving. Archangel Metatron was working with it too. When I say working with it, removing it. And I saw it going up, transmute to 0. That is not an organic being inside of you. I asked question, when did you get it? How did you get it? How did it get there? When did you authorize that it can be there? As a child. As a child, did you do a lot of programs or medications?
I was in the hospital.
Okay, so that must have been because I asked it, and it caused also separations. I felt that anybody around you, it would just like the tentacle will cord and keep them away or mistreat you. I learned what was the purpose of it, but it's gone. And you felt what?
Relief. Like
what did you feel? Sensation?
It was warm. It was like I was relieved. Like it was like I felt it. I felt something being released. Like, and then I forgot to tell you, I felt something hit me on the head. I don't know what that was.
I did touch.
Oh, you did touch it. I didn't know.
I kind of like gently touched because I activated something. I did a lot of clearing. What other sensations did you feel? Or what other, did you see any colors? Did you hear?
I saw a lot of pink. A lot of pink. That was going through, and I was like, but it was like a smooth, like it was like a rose pink, like it wasn't a bright pink. It was a smoothing. Felt like a sponge, like knowledge of like wanting to learn and wanting to go and just want to keep learning, just learning.
Absorbing, yeah, you were.
So it was interesting to me that the tree was the same tree from the beginning to the end.
Did I tell you that I got that confirmation, which I'm going to take pictures of it, right? And you were there too, as well. Okay. What I did a lot of clearing in your whole body. I cleansed. I found something in your solar plexus that didn't belong there. After doing a lot of clearing over and over and over. You had this old man stuck in your right ear.
Old man?
Yeah. Old man. He looked like an old, scary, the best way that I can describe it, it's like a fairy tale, like the Snow White story, like the witch, like an old man. And the archangels and your light beings and completely cased it, you know. But I removed him from here because he actually ran away from me. Because when I was working on your solar plexus, I saw 2 or 3 individuals. One didn't show himself to me, but 2 of them, they were like stuck, like they were slaves, and they were doing this to the light. And I got them out, and they went, and they said that they were sorry, they were stuck in there. And I asked them, what did you cost her? And they were scared. They were scared, and they kept you away from people, from getting that intimacy, from like, don't scare, because they were trapped by this old man. Do you understand? So he's a collector. I asked, how did he attach to you? He's always there, giving you a hard time to connect to people. Have you ever felt that?
Oh yeah.
Felt, you know, why doesn't it last? And they had a message for you that they were sorry. They didn't mean to, you know, they were trapped. So I did a lot of clearing of that. In addition to that, I went, and I want to give you a message. I saw your higher self, or one of the higher selves, and I worked with her in the past because I've had sessions where she's around and she shows off her crystal dresses, and she was up there because she was giving you back what is meant to be yours, that all negativity blocked it from me. And it showed me that you are a fairy.
I love fairies. Those have been always my thing.
And when I got that confirmation, then all of a sudden I see a forest, flowers, and I see all the fairies, yeah, finally, and they're celebrating, and it's like a big party. Because they were all along waiting for you to remember them. That was amazing. So she was giving you that back. We had to remove, we had to clear, we had to go in there, but she was giving you back that memory. And I saw her here, and it was like a chubby person, not a chubby, but it gave me the impression it was wide, and it is shimmering and golden glitter, and then her hair was like blonde with streaks brown and streaks red, and had all these crystals all around. I think it was like a yellow dress. I don't know. It was yellow, you know. And that person just like was there.
It's Kathy. She's another one that I used to play with when I was little.
Just like that? Really? That's amazing.
It's Kathy. I used to play with Kathy
and I described her just the way you
said.
I'm not making this up.
That's Kathy.
Wow.
She loves to cook.
Is that why I saw her wide?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's amazing. Well, she was blocked, and she's back.
Yeah.
Or you're back to that dimension. Okay? I also removed a lot of stuff in your heart.
Oh, I think I felt that.
What did you feel?
I felt a lot of like force, not really force, but like when the vibrations of you feel pulses
yes.
going through, and it was like
wow.
So I was like feeling, I was like,
wow. Well, I'm going to tell you something personal. These cords are not organic. Okay? It's like an artificial intelligence. They feed off that. That's gone. We've transmuted, we removed it. And then you get stuck in that cycle. I removed it completely. And I did remove them. I cannot remove.
What's meant for them?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And that causes pain, hurting,
mm-hmm.
a lot of negativity, a lot of put downs. Like every time you climb up, boom, boom, you go down. And every time you climb up, and da-da-da. And, you know, it's like I saw you up and down, up and down. So that's gone. You're going to see a difference now.
Okay.
A beautiful difference. Now you're going to see the situation from a different point of view, in a higher frequency that you could be able to look in and not engage. Now, you're strong enough to do that. Okay?
Okay.
So the more you get back to that cycle is because you need more practice. Program. an artificial program that is not organic and doesn't belong to you. That's all God. Yeah, I just want you to look at people that are programmed and they don't know any better. That's what it is. And when they are programmed, they're not able to connect to their higher self. Something about your right arm. Okay, I was working with that. You're righty? No, you're lefty. You're both.
I'm ambidextrous, but I'm dominant writing.
Right. So then you're dominant. Yeah. So we did a lot of clearing with that. I also grounded your feet, and I asked, this being, why did you? Why the feet? And I saw the pointy ears.
I love it.
And I saw the beautiful white, silver hair. They were clearing you, connecting you to Gaia, just the way you saw your feet in her earth, in Gaia. So you're connected to your elements, which is why you're so into the elements, with nature. This higher being did the programming thing. The other one gave you back what is yours. And this one just wanted to ground you. So would you recommend this session to anybody out there?
Yes, I would actually do that.
And what kind of recommendations would you recommend? If someone that has no expectations, or they're not even connected because they're programmed, how would this affect them with your experience?
With my experience, I would tell them to just believe that, that there is some way that you can help yourself define the better self, to look into your own problem. And if they're willing to look into their own self, then I would say, okay, well, I have a person who can help you out.
Would you be able to share this video for others to see for themselves of the impact of this? This is bigger than any Reiki healing. This is like a Universal Galactic Trinfinity. This is big. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning. I just want to say that I had a wonderful experience with my first Universal Galactic Trinity Healing with Miss Mercy. It was amazing and astounding. It was unbelievable, you guys. You have no idea how this was going through. I was going through a lot of situations in my life. And Mercy came up to me and said, look, I think we need to do this to open up yourself and find thyself. And I was like, you know what? I'm already at the bottom of the barrel in the abyss. What else can I go wrong? Let me try it. And I did. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, she took me to a world where I was so, like, it felt really comfortable. Like, I've been there before. It was like going back to your childhood, in a way of going back to the peace and relaxation of not worrying or caring about anything in the world. And it was just there's no other word but saying peacefulness, and reassuring and restfulness, and everything will be a-okay if you just only like open up and just release. And within the 3 days that has happened, you guys have no idea, like, I'm happier. I'm like really out there and energetic. Like, I'm ready to go and take over the world, actually. And normally I'm the one that stays in my room and cuddle and like sleeps. Like, I don't do anything outside my house. And now I'm just like, let me do this, let me do that. And I just want to go and like be happy and like be around people. And it's just a wonderful feeling of just doing that and helping. Like, it was just amazing. Amazing in a way.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much. As everybody knows, ReikiMiAlma is Heal My Soul. So we actually instruct and teach our clients how they have the ability to heal themselves by activating their spark of life. We all have them. and within 3 days you look amazing, you're glowing. It's such a pleasure to have, to meet your higher self. In this particular session, how did you feel the first eye contact of seeing your higher self?
Oh my goodness, to see my higher self was astounding. Actually, it was very, like, it was seeing like an old friend that you haven't seen in so many years, but yet you haven't lost in contact. Like, you were just back to square one. It was like saying, like, you're seeing your dog coming home from work, or your cat, or whatever animal you have, and just seeing them and how happy you are when you see them having a long day of work. It was just that feeling that you're just sitting there, like, I'm home, I'm happy, like someone cares. And it was very nice to see them. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was crying, I was bawling. My experience is that I actually saw my higher self when I was younger, so it was just like seeing him again was amazing for me, because I literally thought I lost him forever, and it turns out that he was within me the whole entire time. And finding out that it was mine and it was me who was stopping me from seeing my higher self, and it was just like, oh my gosh. So I just bawled. I'm crying. This is all I could do. There was like, it was so emotions of happiness and sorrowness all coming into one, where it was just like there's no words to express.
That's what I always say, and that's amazing that you have the ability to remember that you did have some memories, and I didn't have anything to do with it other than clearing you and walking you through a safe path where you are with light source, and you remember how is that feeling that you just remember what you have memories of as a child. What did he say to you? What did he do?
There was no saying, there was no communication. It was more of a look, when you look at like a lover or somebody that you have a hard day, and they just give you a look of like, I understand. Soulful look that they completely understand. Like, they don't question, they didn't do anything. It's just like, I trust you, I love you kind of ideal. And that was the look that I received with a smile, saying like, you're doing what you need to do. And again, when she, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I ran up to him and was just like, you're like, all the questions, but no questions can come out of my mouth. And I was just like, what's happening? And he was just like nodding his head, like, it's okay, like, it's all right, and just smiling. And there was no words, there was no words needed to be said. Like, you just knew exactly what was being said, just being in the presence of the higher self. And I was just emotionally calm, like all the stress or whatever just like wiped away. And it was like,
that's amazing. That's amazing. You did mention something that, to me, in my personal experience, it's like a miracle, and you have the ability to create that miracle. You did mention that it's actually you did say that some details about it was like a universal experience, the environment and the forest communicating with you, and these beautiful light beings and beautiful angel light beings that you were back home. How is that possible? I mean, when you went back home and you came back and you brought back everything that has always been there. How is that fulfilling to you?
It's amazing to go back. I've always been a little nature child. In a way, I will literally do anything to be out in nature and run around and find water or trees or anything. And so that's always been my little, I guess, nature fairy, if you want to call it, in a way. That's how I've always been. But as I gotten older, it's kind of been taken away from me. And then being able to go back into what that was, it was home. Like, it was just like automatically there. I was in the world where there was a little forest, a little of the water.
Beautiful.
Going through, and then be able to bring that energy back of, like, you know,
you received your gifts. They've always been there, but I gave you that golden key.
Yeah.
And you took that golden key to your higher self, to your soul, fractals of souls. You didn't have just one higher self.
Yeah, no, I had 3, but I only knew of one. The other 2 were more of like lights. So I knew there's 3 people, but I couldn't tell the other
Beautiful.
2. I guess I haven't seen them yet. I just knew of one, and that's the one that I, of course, ran up to like a little child.
Normally, it's normal. You have the ability to go back to that place, and you have the ability to see more and more at divine time. They will gradually, maybe they didn't want to take the spot out of the main guy that you were so happy to see. All has divine time. In this session, there is absolutely no time and there's no frame when it comes to the healing that you have the ability to do for yourself. So this is going to continue ongoing. Would you recommend ReikiMiAlma Universal Galactic Trinfinity Healing session for those that want to meet their higher self?
Absolutely. Like, if you really feel like you need to get to know yourself and find yourself, is actually one thing I would guarantee to anybody. But you have to want to do it yourself, because if you don't want to, it's no point of doing the session, because you're not going to find it. But if you're there soulfully and really want to find it, it's a very good thing to find who you are and what you really are, in a way of finding yourself and your soul.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. I honor you. I honor your higher selves for allowing us to meet at this time and space. And I love you, my sister, my soul sister, my light bringer. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.